There are a lot of mysteries in the Black Clover universe that fans have been dying to get answers for. For me, my personal favorite is exactly what is the process of choosing the next Wizard King once the current one is ready to retire. But there is one that fans have been speculating on, hoping Tabata would answer since pretty much the beginning of the series, and that is, who is Asta's dad? Yes, the single mystery has been the topic of many theories and videos for Black Clover over the past few years. Well, kinda. It was originally who are Asa's parents, but with Lucida being revealed in chapter 242 and being 100% confirmed to be Asa's mother in chapter 331, it has shifted over to just trying to figure out who could possibly be Asa's dad. With a wide variety of characters being thrown onto the list of potential fathers for our favorite Magic Knight, ranging from the Wizard King himself Julius to possibly even being a high-ranking devil like, say, Lucifero. Although, if I'm being completely honest, I've personally never really bought into the idea that Asta might be half devil. But besides that, I've even seen some people try to argue that even the captain of Black Bulls, Yami Sukihiro, could potentially be Asta's dad. And I have a whole YouTube short on the channel where I go over the reasons why Yami could not possibly even potentially be Asta's dad. But the gist of it is that basically Yami is only 12 years older than Asta, and he did not leave his home country until he was 13 years old. So there's no possible way for him to be the father of someone he's 12 years older than, if by the time he would have came to the country where the character was born, said character would have already been 1 years old. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that while Yami is a father-like figure to Asta, in fact, he fills that role for a majority of the members of the Black Bulls, it is impossible for him to be his actual biological father. I also want to again throw in that I really do not believe the idea that Asta's dad could possibly be a devil, just because personally, and I could be wrong about this, but personally, I don't think there's any real, tangible evidence that Asta is at all half devil. So I'm going to kind of throw that idea out the window. So yeah, if Yami could not possibly be Asta's father, and neither are any of the many devils that live in the underworld, then we're back to the question of who could possibly be his dad. And after many hours of research, I think I've finally found an answer to this, but it's one that I don't think a majority of you will actually end up liking. Because I believe the answer to this mystery is, it doesn't matter. That's right, I don't think that Asa's dad is some uber important character like, say, Lucius, who Tabata is waiting to reveal at the last minute for that also important dramatic flair. I just think he was some normal dude who happened to live in the Clover Kingdom. Just like Lucida was just a normal lady who happened to live in the Clover Kingdom. In fact, the two of them probably lived in either the same or neighboring villages, met, fell in love, and then got together, and eventually he fathered Asta. And unfortunately for him, he was probably the first victim to fall to Lucida's life-draining curse, because it was never stated exactly when she had the curse placed on her. And while many fans believe that she had the curse before getting pregnant with Asta, I think it's more likely that she had the curse during or after pregnancy, and it was either the cause for Asta being born with his mutation, or that his mutation somehow made him more resistant to her life-draining effects, which is why she was able to be around him long enough to give birth to him and then take him to Hage Village and drop him off at the orphanage. But either way, Asta's dad was still most likely the first one to die from it, which means we'll more than likely never end up meeting the character. Which to me is completely fine, because he is a character that ultimately does not matter to the overall story of Black Clover, or even to Asta's own personal journey, because Asta has never shown any real interest in discovering who his parents were. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about Lucida? The same could be said about her. She wasn't important to the story until Tabata made her important. And to that I say, you are 100% right, because after over 200 chapters of not being relevant to the story at all, Tabata out of nowhere dropped the bombshell that is Asta's mom, and made her an essential part of both Asta and Lee's backstories. But the only reason why Tabata was able to do that is because her character served an essential purpose. She was the plot device that answered two very important questions. How did the anti-magic devil make its way into Asta's grimoire, and why does it have such a huge disdain and hate boner for all other high-ranking devils? Without those two very important questions, there really isn't a need for Lucida to appear in the story at all, and that's why I believe that Asta's father won't be revealed to be anyone important or even show up in the final saga, because he doesn't serve to answer any lingering questions or connect any dots. He's just a character that, while it would be cool to see, ultimately doesn't have a purpose in the overall story that is Black Clover.